Welcome to our new world order. No talking to hold my daughters. I run swords through your blank gate orders. Facing enforcers, hanged up and slaughtered by razors and claws. Chained up and boarded and raised for a furor. Ancient and pure, sanctioned, sutured bankers banged up parading tombs. And forbidden trust to press out tablets to make a computer that can take over judges. Like voice to a skull made by the juries to execute printers and painters raised up pure, but are taken to lakes and redeem their vessels in rivers of blood. Vanish the stencils, APA jumpers and petrol poured into funnels. Vented a ton, revenge their names that they never avenged. Uniform shooters, data expansion, reversing suppression. No mercy, I'm thirsting. Locking them against their wills in a cryptic cell and a haunt to vent into airborne throughs. Capsules of serum to give them their sentence. Jacking a cap in a chamber of doom. The cyanide leaves them confused. Leaking the luke, warm, sealed, diffused. Sediment torn from gaps underground. Forming a tune out of whacking a hacker that thought they can sue people with passion. They're glued to their shoes, guarding the bag that's full of abuse. To cash in on magic I only used under the iron. That's never as true to anyone trying to use with acute negligent violence, stomped by the boot. Where's all the bad ones I'm anxious to shoot? Turning to tech, dark operations, leave scars on the neck. Bars on the bets, intending to put stars in the debt, but doesn't exist in the heart. Lesson for the people that trip, ass up guessing the liquid duplication. I loot the delinquents out of maneuvering hooves off the mule, while I gather up photos of lands without tools. Barricading out archaic walls with anonymous molecules and names from a web, blocking off a Moroccan, giving a test. Raising a Titanic to the top where life classified locked with a net that traps anything inside. I'll suffer the hits till I'm passing the rips. Cover the reefs that answer my ties is one nearly fit to shake up the sodium, turn into nitrate, converting to surplus lightweight. Phosphate burning up hyperspace, deflecting the gammas, attracting the plane through shadows of galaxies. Without any whispers, our eyes in a sphere behind non-contactable gossip and nothing to Babylon. Then return from my travels as Gabatron shuddering passages to secure the safety of life they claimed we couldn't reach, keeping us lost, blocked in a breach. But I'm the key that opened the box without any sleaze or spiraling schizos whispering out, tracing the screw-ups that made me with my brain's creativity and the secrets to live by, answering deep, chance from my instinct to the most beautiful life can give, protecting the love that holds in the distance. No resistance, merge without files. Till we exist, resurrecting the wishes, a grant from a scripture that haunts an invader on privacy skimming. Unearthly, I fly then hit with rockets of guide to conspirers, imploding their lifeless organs from within like pianos and violins. Listen, any black highlighted title with the thing blowing a kiss to layer the lips with saliva. Grow DMT to eat any fire of all extinguishing hazards that line up with. Kneeling in front of my family, cresting my arms as Anubis is designing a vile justice for the files that burn to hide our functions. Rising with love, reviving the time to recover my mamas. I'll hinge any swinger that thinks of bringing them, forbidding them pirates, hijacking their spirits, colliding my AM machinery out of the range. And hater conspiracy, dry reaching all over a sinner. You mess with the hardship I give without conditions. I extract and suck up your spirit. They'll agree to the terms when I treat them like shit. From the capers against my queens, I'll tip off any remedy, throwing off cliffs, strapped to grenades without any strings and pins. Then heard of publicitous form of commitment, walking with wizards and the goddess of witches, escorted by humanoid killers to provide them with more than the opposite gender. Hybrid slender djinn with a nada to unplug any light from a nada. I crack them to rubble with the bombs of the thunder, proving my meaning. That's more than a mission. Loving my babies and flawless stringers, and slipping distortion and rhythms. It's a force too sacred to swim in. Only a sacrifice made with a visitor, changing reticulum, chained up with a thumbprint on a page. Print on these pages inflamed by my inner selfless title, shaped to the different surfaces of a smooth skin from a sinner. Erasing the danger and risk now winner to walk the positions the ties can contact, to convict with confessions. I snip off the pleasure with the fin I hold with silicon. It's impossible to stop me from getting to them. Either way, I'll dial my genie's genius side to the highest serpent of mass to get me and save me from all the insidious. To have me asylum, silence and squeeze for prayer, deaths that they want me to die for. Take me to the planet that's empty, so no triple agent aspire can get me edgy, to take my life unused against me, to worship a women I swore to protect. No morbid attempts or war will infect the earth again. With no third time asking why am I barred up with dogs that bark every time I laugh or express my love. I don't guess I cuffed the wrong like a bug, squashed on my screen to create new trust. Pull off its wings, spread one apart, take off the greens in a massive darkness. Pitch black serpent with the darkest star system, shining my armor for singers and artists. Innocent women I serve for the darkness, evil that lurks in the past, beheading our pastor. Heavy advancements, never departing with heaven unmastered. Slaving the negative rebels, I'm fast with a weapon that separates anything faster than headless heavyweights. Trying to split my love for the non-gameful pleasures, test my heart, get tied to a charger. All coiled up in the gas, no friendly fire can touch. Severe with the harsh method of cleaning the words that I once write with the feather. And the chicken's blood stained by the weather, where chambers gush, alien mush. When berets are busted, dedicating my behavior ain't trusted, cause the system we run with this karmic fused in the past with a starship, looking like a Tars with a tail whip, blocking out hail to toil with. Soil but grown to be loyal with hateful and unknown. Private investigator, I sail with traders to krakens, married to passion and hazardous guns. I raise up the crash in the arc that's against us, with a space that surrounds any dust from the ground to the clouds. We're pages above, decoys setting up to destroy, heads up to destroy any heads that's above the strings we depend on. Stress out my loved ones, get out your best ones, press out the blueprints, straight into pink ones. Next up in the noose when the aces are flipped up, hacking attackers with jackets and powdered cells. I'ma call my origin to land on the oracle, standing up monuments, banning the horrible men that abolish the great for the terrible. Hate-filled, cynical pain that strains you to drain you to minimal, making you hot-headed, thrown to the ferals with the cuts, burning your visions with the urn full of waste, stern to the prison. You verse with what you faced, to nurture the realist with a certain trait, turning the sinful verses to greatness, staying real with it. I'm sane but insane like sanity shells, vanity stitched with my Rhodian spells. Try to trace over him, I'm a cronius in a potion and rubbered in oceans. Boil up moats from the quotes for our gators, currents are connecting with the Nile to light up the side from an ominous island, locking out enemies, tipping and tripped under beast, framing a mason, hole my dreams. But the scope that I cross with my SO, breeze 1 foot away. Rolling the deal is a death and an OD. Soap in a dip while I slide in a slipstream, removing the blaze for the children. And a father without any grease in my palms. There ain't no currency that could swerve my task to aggressive stress. To agree, it isn't mind control but a beautiful secret, sacred and patient.